Hello everyone and welcome back to the Change Dude podcast. I am your host Saeed Rafe. Today we are diving deep into one of the most critical and complex topics of our time, AI ethics. In today's episode, we will be navigating the moral maze of machine learning. Artificial intelligence is transforming every industry, from healthcare to finance, from entertainment to transportation. But with great power comes great responsibility. As AI systems become more pervasive, ethical considerations are no longer optional. They are fundamental. Today, we will explore the ethical challenges of AI and machine learning, examine the problems and pitfalls, and discuss unique perspectives and potential solutions for a more responsible future. Let's start by understanding what we mean by AI ethics. At its core, AI ethics is about ensuring that artificial intelligence is developed and deployed in ways that are fair, transparent, and accountable. It's about asking how do we ensure that AI benefits all of humanity? And how do we mitigate the potential harms it might bring? So consider this. AI algorithms are increasingly used to make decisions that affect people's lives, from credit approvals to job recruitment. But these algorithms are not infallible. They can perpetuate bias, violate privacy, and sometimes even operate as black boxes with decisions that are difficult to understand or challenge. These are the ethical dilemmas we need to address. In today's episode, we are going to dissect several key ethical challenges, starting with bias and discrimination. How do biases in data lead to unfair outcomes? Then transparency and explainability. Can we truly understand how AI makes decisions? Then accountability. Who is responsible when AI systems make mistakes? Privacy and surveillance. How is AI impacting personal privacy? Finally, social impact. What are the broader societal implications of AI deployment? By the end of this episode, I hope you will have a clearer picture of why AI ethics matter and what steps we might take to navigate this moral maze. Let's begin with one of the most widely discussed issues: bias and discrimination in AI. Despite best intentions, AI systems can inadvertently perpetuate existing societal biases. So how does bias enter AI systems? The primary source of bias is the data. Machine learning models learn from historical data, and if that data reflects societal prejudices, such as racial, gender, or socioeconomic biases, then the AI system is likely to reproduce them. For example, if a hiring algorithm is trained on data from a company that has historically hired predominantly one demographic, the system might favor candidates from that demographic, even if unintentionally. One notable case involved an AI recruiting tool that was found to favor male candidates over female ones. The tool had been trained on resumes submitted over a 10-year period, during which time the majority of hires were men. As a result, the system learned to rank male candidates higher, perpetuating gender bias. This incident underscores the critical importance of scrutinizing the data used in training AI models. A study published in the journal Science showed that facial recognition algorithms have higher error rates for people with darker skin tones. Similarly, research from MIT and Stanford highlighted significant gender and racial biases in AI systems. These studies reveal that the problem is not isolated, it's systemic. So what can be done? First, it's essential to use diverse, representative datasets. Secondly, regular audits and bias detection mechanisms should be integrated into the AI development lifecycle. Techniques like algorithmic fairness testing can help identify and correct biases. Finally, involving interdisciplinary teams comprising ethicists, domain experts, and technologists can provide broader perspectives on potential biases and their impact. Next, let's talk about transparency and explainability in AI. Often, the decisions made by AI systems are shrouded in mystery, a phenomenon we call the black box problem. For many applications, especially those affecting human lives, it's crucial to understand how decisions are being made. Imagine an AI system that denies a loan application. The affected individual deserves to know why that decision was made. Explainability is not just a matter of curiosity, it's a necessity for accountability and trust. Many advanced models, such as deep neural networks, operate in complex ways that are difficult to interpret. The non-linear nature of these models mean that even their creators often struggle to understand precisely how inputs are transformed into outputs. There are several emerging techniques to improve AI explainability. For instance, methods like LIME, local interpretable model agnostic explanations, and SHAP, Shapley additive explanations, provide insights into which features contributed to a particular decision. These tools can help demystify AI decisions, allowing developers and stakeholders to better understand and trust the system. Regulatory bodies around the world are beginning to require explainability. The European Union's GDPR, for example, includes provisions for the right to explanation, where individuals can ask for an explanation of an algorithmic decision. This regulatory pressure is pushing companies to invest more in making their AI systems transparent. One of the biggest questions in AI ethics is accountability. When an AI system makes a decision that leads to harm, who is responsible? This is a complex issue that involves multiple stakeholders: the developers, the data scientists, the companies deploying the technology, and sometimes even the end users. With traditional software, it's relatively straightforward to pinpoint responsibility. However, with AI systems, especially those that learn and evolve over time, responsibility can be diffused. For example, if an autonomous vehicle makes a decision that leads to an accident, is the fault with the manufacturer, the software developer, or the data on which the system was trained? One approach is to establish clear guidelines and standards for AI development, ensuring that every stakeholder understands their responsibilities. This includes rigorous testing, audits, and documentation of decision-making processes. In some industries, regulatory frameworks are being developed to assign liability and ensure transparency. Organizations like IEEE and the Partnership on AI have developed ethical frameworks that outline principles for responsible AI development. These frameworks emphasize accountability, fairness, and transparency, and serve as guidelines for both developers and organizations. Consider the case of AI in healthcare. When an AI diagnostic tool misidentifies a condition, accountability is critical, not just for legal reasons but for maintaining trust in technology. Clear guidelines and post-deployment monitoring are essential to ensure that such systems are held to high standards of accountability. Privacy is another major critical concern in AI. With vast amounts of data being collected, processed, and analyzed by AI systems, the potential for privacy violations is enormous. Many AI systems rely on data, often personal and sensitive. The collection of this data must be transparent and consensual. However, in many cases, users are unaware of the extent to which their data is being used, or they may not have given informed consent. There is also the risk of surveillance, both by governments and corporations. Advanced AI systems can analyze data on an unprecedented scale, potentially infringing on individual privacy. Data breaches and unauthorized access are additional risks that cannot be ignored. Governments around the world are enacting stricter data protection laws. The GDPR in Europe is a prime example, enforcing strict guidelines on data usage and privacy. Ethical guidelines also demand that organizations minimize data collection to what is strictly necessary and implement robust security measures to protect user information. One high-profile example is a controversy surrounding facial recognition technology. In several instances, companies have been criticized for deploying systems that collect and analyze biometric data without adequate consent, leading to calls for greater oversight and regulation. Beyond technical and legal concerns, AI also has a profound social impact. It has the potential to transform societies for better or worse. AI-driven automation is reshaping the job market. While automation can lead to increased efficiency and productivity, it can also displace workers, creating economic and social challenges. According to a report by McKinsey, up to 800 million jobs worldwide could be displaced by automation by 2030, though new jobs will also be created. Then there is a risk that AI could exacerbate existing inequalities. If access to AI technology and education is limited to certain regions or socioeconomic groups, it could widen the gap between the haves and have-nots. This is why ethical AI must be inclusive and designed to benefit everyone. AI systems are often trained on data that reflects existing cultural biases. This can lead to systems that reinforce stereotypes or marginalize certain groups. Addressing these cultural implications require a deep understanding of the social context and a commitment to designing fair, unbiased systems. On the flip side, AI has enormous potential to address global challenges, from predicting natural disasters to enhancing medical diagnostics and making education more accessible. The ethical deployment of AI can lead to transformative societal benefits. So how can we move forward responsibly? What strategies can developers and organizations adopt to ensure ethical AI development? First, multidisciplinary collaboration. AI should not be developed in isolation. Bringing together experts in technology, ethics, law, and sociology can provide a comprehensive perspective. For example, when designing an AI system, having ethicists on board can help identify potential biases and ethical pitfalls before the system is deployed. Second, transparency and open communication. It's essential to be transparent about how AI systems are developed, what data they use, and how decisions are made. Open communication builds trust with users and allows for constructive feedback. Some organizations are moving towards open source AI models to foster transparency and collective improvement. Third, continuous auditing and monitoring. Ethical AI isn't a one-time achievement. It's an ongoing process. Regular audits, performance evaluations, and bias assessments are critical to ensuring that AI systems remain ethical over time. Tools that monitor AI behavior in real time can help detect deviations from expected behavior, allowing for timely interventions. Number 4, prioritize inclusivity. Inclusivity should be a guiding principle in AI development. This means ensuring that datasets used are representative and that diverse perspectives are considered during the design process. Initiatives like bias audits and diversity training for development teams can go a long way. Number 5, implement ethical frameworks. Adopt established ethical frameworks such as those provided by IEEE, the Partnership on AI, or your own organization's ethics board. These frameworks provide guidelines for responsible AI development and can serve as a reference point during decision-making processes. Number 6, educate and train your team. Continuous learning doesn't stop at technical skills. Provide training and resources on ethics, fairness, and responsible AI practices. Encourage your team to stay updated on the latest research and best practices in AI ethics. Let's look at some real-world examples that illustrate both the successes and challenges of ethical AI implementation. First example is from IBM Watson's ethical AI initiatives. IBM has long been at the forefront of AI ethics. Their Watson platform, while groundbreaking, has been developed with a strong emphasis on transparency and ethical guidelines. IBM has established internal ethics committees to oversee AI development, ensuring that biases are minimized and ethical standards are upheld. Second example is from Google, which has made significant strides in AI ethics. Their internal principles for AI development emphasize fairness, accountability, and transparency. However, they have also faced criticism, particularly around the use of facial recognition technology, which highlights that even the biggest players can struggle with ethical challenges. Third example is from many smaller organizations and open source communities which are making waves by prioritizing ethics in their AI projects. Initiatives like OpenAI's effort to develop guidelines for safe and ethical AI serves as examples of how collaborative efforts can push the industry forward. These examples illustrate that ethical AI development is not just a theoretical concept. It's being actively pursued and refined across the industry, though not without challenges. I want to share some unique perspectives on AI ethics that I have encountered in my journey. Some experts argue that AI ethics should not only be about avoiding harm, but also about actively promoting human well-being. This means designing AI systems that enhance our lives, foster creativity, and empower individuals. It's a shift from defensive posture, avoiding pitfalls, to an offensive one, using AI as a tool to drive positive change. Besides that, there is an ongoing debate about the balance between regulation and innovation. While some advocate for strict regulations to protect users, others fear that too much oversight could stifle innovation. A balanced approach is essential, one that protects consumer without hindering technological progress. This debate is critical as we look forward the future of AI. Another unique perspective is the idea that ethical AI must be inclusive by design. This means not only considering diverse datasets, but also ensuring that the voices of marginalized communities are represented in the development process. This approach not only improves the fairness of AI systems, but also drives innovation by incorporating a wider range of perspectives. On a personal level, I have come to see AI ethics as an extension of our responsibility as technologists. Every line of code we write has the potential to impact millions of lives. Embracing ethical principles isn't just about compliance or public relations, it's also about doing what's right. And in a world where technology increasingly shapes our lives, that responsibility is more significant than ever. So, what does the future hold for AI ethics? The landscape is evolving, and the challenges we face today will only become more complex in the coming years. We can expect governments and international bodies to impose stricter regulations on AI. The European Union is already at the forefront with proposals like the AI Act, which aims to set global standards for AI safety and ethics. As these regulations take shape, organizations will need to adapt their practices to remain compliant. As AI models become more sophisticated, the ethical dilemmas will evolve. For example, as generative AI becomes more prevalent, questions about intellectual property, misinformation, and content manipulation will intensify. The key will be developing frameworks that can adapt to these new challenges. The future of ethical AI will likely involve greater collaboration between governments, industry, and academia. By sharing research, best practices, and case studies, the tech community can develop a more robust understanding of AI ethics and work together to address common challenges. There is also a growing movement to empower users with greater control over how their data is used. Transparent AI systems where users understand how decisions are made will become increasingly important. This not only builds trust, but also aligns with ethical standards of accountability and transparency. Addressing bias will remain a critical focus. As long as AI systems learn from historical data, the risk of perpetuating existing biases exists. Continuous efforts in research, testing, and feedback loops are necessary to mitigate these biases and ensure fairness. The future of AI ethics is both challenging and promising. By proactively addressing these issues, we can create a tech landscape where AI serves humanity in a responsible and equitable manner. As we approach the end of this episode, let's recap the key points we have discussed today. First, we began by defining AI ethics as the principles and practices that ensure AI technologies are developed and deployed in ways that are fair, transparent, and accountable. This is crucial because AI decisions impact millions of lives. Second, we explored how bias enters AI through data and algorithms leading to unfair outcomes and discussed mitigation strategies like diverse datasets and regular audits. Third, we delve into the importance of making AI systems understandable to users using tools like LIME and SHAP to demystify the black box nature of advanced models. Fourth, we examined the challenge of assigning responsibility when AI systems make errors, emphasizing the need for clear guidelines and ethical frameworks. Fifth, we highlighted privacy concerns, discussing data collection, consent, and the potential for AI to infringe on personal privacy. Sixth, we discussed the broader societal implications of AI, from economic disruption to issues of inequality, and stressed the importance of designing AI that benefits all. Seventh, we provided actionable strategies such as multidisciplinary collaboration, continuous monitoring, and prioritizing inclusivity to ensure that AI is developed responsibly. Eighth, finally, we looked at emerging trends in AI ethics, including increasing regulation, technological advancements, and the need for ongoing collaboration across sectors. The overarching message is clear. As AI continues to permeate every aspect of our lives, ethical considerations must remain at the forefront of development. It's our duty as technologists to build systems that are not only innovative but also fair, transparent, and beneficial to society. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into AI ethics. I hope you found this exploration of the moral maze of machine learning both enlightening and thought-provoking. The challenges we face in AI ethics are complex, but with thoughtful strategies and a commitment to continuous improvement, we can build a future where technology truly serves the greater good. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with a final thought. In the quest for innovation, ethics isn't an obstacle, it's a guiding principle. By embedding ethical considerations into every stage of AI development, we ensure the technology we create is sustainable, inclusive, and aligned with human values. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Change Dude podcast. If you enjoyed today's discussion, please subscribe, leave a review, and share your thoughts with me on social media. Your feedback is invaluable and helps drive our community forward. Until next time, keep questioning, keep innovating, and always strive to build technology that makes a positive impact. I'm your host, Saeed Rafe, signing off. See you in the next episode.